Hey there, everybody. Welcome in. We are deep into the Power of 50 Blitz, 50 days to my 50th birthday. So, welcome in. Today is day 6 of our life lessons. So, welcome in for that. If you have the opportunity, please share the video out, invite some folks into the conversation. If you're catching on the replay or on one of the other platforms, please make that extra investment. Take that extra moment to click and share the video. And then also there are links attached to both the Power of 50 community that's open to everyone to share our message and share our support and encouragement. And then there's also links to the Power of 50 Womanhood and Wisdom group, which is exclusively found on Facebook, and it is for women only. And then there's also, you can find us on Twitter and on Instagram at _power of 50. So join us everywhere we are. My name is Marci Batiste. Welcome in. I want to tell you guys a little bit about what this Power of 50 that you hear me talking about is really, truly all about, why I do it, why it's important. Hey, Larry, welcome. Welcome in. The Power of 50 is designed specifically for women. Many of you know much of what I do is work with women on recovery, healing, emotional and personal development, that type of thing through my coaching programs and so forth. So the Power of 50 community was designed specifically for these women to educate, empower, and encourage, in particular, one another by sharing our personal stories and our experiences that we've had, the life lessons that we've learned. So you hear me talking about life lessons all the time. That's why I'm talking about life lessons, and sharing truly the wisdom that we've gathered. What's going on, Eric? Thanks for joining in. Sharing the wisdom that we've learned on our personal journeys. And, you know, I have there's a distinction I feel between knowledge and wisdom. So knowledge is just having the information. The wisdom is putting what you've learned into action. And I'm all about action. I'm all about being action oriented. The Power of 50 community is about action. It's about change, encouraging, empowering, and supporting one another. And ultimately, my goal for this is to truly shorten the learning curve. Hi, Anthony, welcome. Shorten the learning curve for growth and healing for women who are coming after us. And then to also simultaneously demonstrate to women who are over 50 that there's still time. You still have time to create your custom fitted life. You still have time to pursue your dreams and to pursue your visions. And so these, yes, it's definitely a life lesson, Anthony. It's definitely a life lesson. And I am going to jump into that here shortly because this is actually a life lesson that I learned from Bishop T.D. Jakes. And when I finally got it, I was like, well, damn, that makes perfect sense. Why didn't I know? I wish I'd known this sooner. And that's what the Power of 50 is all about, you guys. Being able to share these nuggets, share these tidbits, share this information to encourage, empower, and educate other people. You know, if I had known things sooner, I would have done things a lot differently, much sooner. So that's what the Power 50 is all about. Welcome in to today's broadcast. My name is Marci Batiste. I'm the Ultimate Power Coach, your Ultimate Power Coach, America's #1 reality-based success and recovery trainer, helping you to disrupt your toxic thoughts and self-sabotaging behaviors and create your custom-fitted life that you love to live. And I'm living proof that it's possible, that when you know different, you can do different, but that's what the wisdom is all about. And that's why Power of 50 is my legacy mission, to truly convert knowledge into wisdom and use that to educate, empower, and encourage others. So to that point, let's get into today's lesson, life lesson, which is that everybody who's with you ain't for you. Let me say that again. Everybody who's with you ain't for you. And I learned this life lesson from Bishop T.D. Jakes. in a sermon that he was giving some years back. I want to say it was probably about 7 or 8 years ago now. And he was talking about how, people, we get confused when we got a team around us, right? And so, you've all seen those people who have like their yes squad. They got the people around them that are always like patting them on the back. Yeah, you're the bomb. Yes, 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 yes. But they're not really for you. And this is what I learned to apply to my life. This is the life lesson. Everybody who's with you ain't for you. Now, they might be for what you're for. They might be against what you're against. And they might be with you in the moment, for you for now. Right? They might be for you for now, but here's the kicker. And you gotta figure these out, because there will be some people who are on your squad and on your team that are truly, truly for you. And I'm gonna tell you today how to tell the difference. How you tell the difference. But first, let's talk about what these people look like. So you have the people who are on your squad and they're for what you're for. So you might have a common goal, a common objective, a hobby that you're passionate about, maybe some other family or friends that you have in common. You have events. So I'll give you an example. I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. So I might have some people who rock my squad because I like football or because we both like the Denver Broncos, right? I don't mean they for me. They're for football. They're for the Denver Broncos. They're for the NFL. They're not on my team for me and my happiness and my success and my custom fitted life. We're for the same thing. We want the Broncos to win. That's just one example. Then you've got the people who are on your team because they're not for you, but they're against the same thing that you're against. So we've got an alliance. We're aligned in what we're against, right? And so those people, let's say you are, I stay away from politics. Banking taught me don't talk about religion and don't talk about politics. So we're gonna steer clear of that. But let's say they're against, they're against cutting down the rainforest. Just an example. You're against cutting down the rainforest, they're against cutting down the rainforest. And so they're on your team, they rock with what you do, they're liking your stuff, they're hanging out with you, they're kicking it with you because you're against the same things. But they're not really for your success. They're not for they're not for you. They're against the same thing as you, which means you have something in common. So again, we built an alliance. It doesn't make us friends. It doesn't make us friends. Another example, we're in the same organization. We're in the same club. We're in, we might go to the same church. We might be in the same sorority. We might work at the same place. We might drive the same car. That's what we have in common. That's our link. That's our bond. So you're on my squad because we have this thing in common, or these multiple things sometimes in common. But you're not really for me. You're for what we have in common. And what, if we're both saying, I don't like Doberman pinchers because they're mean dogs, so I'm anti-Doberman. They might be on my team because I'm anti-Doberman and they want to, hey Pamela, and they want to rock with that. They're like, yeah, let's go, let's align. I'm on your team. I'm behind you 100. No, you're really behind me for that one thing. You're not for me. You're not on my team for me. You're on my team because we're against the same thing or because we're for the same thing. We have an alignment. We have an alliance, but we're probably more like just acquaintances. We got some things in common, but we're not really friends. And one of the things my niece always used to tell me, because I'm telling you, this was a huge thing for me, guys. When I learned this life lesson, it changed my life. Because she used to tell me, no new friends. That's what she told me all the time. Marci, no new friends. You can't stop. They're not your friend. And me, I was just like, I don't rock with people I'm not really for. But I didn't understand that not everybody's like that. So I thought if you were rocking with me and you down with what I'm down for, that we were friends. And I had to learn the hard way that that's not the case. Not everybody friends the way I friend. We friend differently. And that's okay, but you have to be aware of that. That everybody who's with you ain't for you. They might be for what you're for, they might be against what you're against, right? But they're not for you. Somebody who's for you is for you all the way at all times. Then you have the people who are for you, truly for you, for right now, but you better not succeed too quickly, too powerfully. Because if you start to accelerate, they're all of a sudden going to not be for you quite so much, if at all. There comes this pump your brakes moment. Oh. And so as you begin to elevate, and this is how you start being able to differentiate between who is really on your team for you and who is on your squad, because really it's for them. It's for them. It's about what they can get out of their relationship with you. And even the ones who are for you, you have to pay attention. Are you for me for now, or are you for me for the long haul? Because my squad, if you're going to be in my inner circle, inside the power ring, you got to be for me for the long haul, because that's how I friend. So I'm going to be that for you until you give me reason not to be. Right? So when I say friend now, that's somebody who's probably in the inner circle. Because I don't have a problem differentiating between acquaintances, associates. You know, there's all these levels of relationship. And like I tell you guys all the time, you teach people how to be in relation with you. So if you teach them how you friend, but you start seeing they don't friend the same way, you might need to back that up just a little bit. You might have to back it up a little bit. That's okay. But put them in the right box. Put them on the right level of how they friend in comparison to how you friend. And understand that the people who are in your inner power circle are in it for the long haul. They truly are for you. It doesn't matter how big you blow up. It doesn't matter how great your success is. They gonna be like, hell yeah, you go. You got this, sis. I got you. When you stumble and you bumble or you question yourself, those people who are really rocking for you are the ones that are like, girl, you got this. Don't give up. Don't quit. You 3 feet from gold, right? But then you got the ones who are in your corner. They for you for right now. They don't want you to get too big. They don't want you to succeed too much. And so those people are like, it's okay. Like, you know, it's going to be hard. Like, they're going to give you a pass for failure. They're going to give you all the support you need not to succeed. They're going to tell you, you know, it was really an aggressive goal. Don't feel bad if you don't make it. No, I need you pushing me. Like, get your ass in the game. What are you doing, Marci? Don't slow down. Don't stop. Don't quit. Go, 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 go. Even when it's hard. Even when I want to quit. If you really for me and for my success and for my happiness, it don't matter how big my goals are. No matter how outrageous they seem, you're going to push me to push myself to be my best self. That's what the Power 50 is all about. Because you learn, once you get to be on the cusp of 50, you learn. You can be around me, but you can't be too close. until I know how you friend. And then I can put you in the appropriate place, and then our relationship is fine. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. So if we're for the same things, then we're gonna rock the hell out of those things that we're both for. And we're gonna partner up, we're gonna collaborate, we're gonna whatever we need to do for what we're for. If we're both against something, we're gonna partner up, we're gonna collaborate, we're gonna support, we're gonna push against whatever it is we're against. But at no time do I get the two confused. I'm very clear. You're not part of the power circle. So we're for the same things, we're against the same things, or you're for me for right now. And see, those are the ones that you gotta watch out for, because you could let them start to get in the inner power circle and realize, yeah, okay, you almost had me. You almost had me. And then it's quick cut bait, no explanations, no apologies. I'm very unapologetic about that. We're not beefing. We ain't got a problem. But you not in my power circle. Yes, Pam. Yes. Push me to push myself to be my best self. Yes. Somebody needs to tweet that. I'm going to tweet that today. That's it. Push me to push myself to be my best self. That's what the Power 50 is about. That's what your community does. That's what the Power 50 community is doing for other women. That's what the book is going to be about. The book comes out December 11th. The Power of 50. 50 life lessons to help you be your best self. Help you become your best self. Like, that's the people who are for you, that's what they want for you. However they can support that, they're gonna be there. When you fall short, they're gonna be like, here, let me give you a little push. They're gonna give you a hand up, not a hand out. They're gonna make you work for what it is you say you want. They're gonna make you show up for yourself. I did a post the other day. I said, I wonder what your life will look like if you stop quitting on yourself. Stop quitting on yourself and see what it'll look like. And I say it, no judgment, no shade, guys. You know that. No judgment, no shade. I've quit on myself so many times. And I look back now on the cusp of 50 and I say to myself, self, what if you didn't give up back in 2000? What if you didn't quit on yourself in 1988 when you wanted to go to college? What if you didn't quit on yourself and you pursued international journalism as a career and you didn't let nothing stop you? What if you had people on your inner power circle, on your squad, on your team that said, you know what? It don't matter. You got a baby, girl, go pursue your dreams. Take the baby with you. What if I had that? But instead I had people that said, oh, you got a baby. You can't. And I did one of the life lessons that we did the other day. We talked about the people who say that you can't. And you don't argue. You don't argue. See, here's the difference between back then and now. Back then, I still didn't argue. I just believed it for a long time, what they said I can't do. But until I proved to them that I could. And now I don't even hear that. When you tell me I can't, I don't even hear that. I don't hear that because on the cusp of 50, I know I can do anything that I truly, truly commit to. If I sell out to it, I will be successful at it. Whatever that is, except for maybe being in the NBA. I don't think I could do that. But maybe, I don't know, if I worked out like Kobe. Anyway, I digress. The point is, when you sell out to it and your whole soul believes that you can do, become, and achieve whatever it is you're passionate about, whatever your purpose is, guess what? You got it. You can do it. But you got to make sure that the people who say they're for you are for you. They're not for what you're for, or against what you're against, or not for you for right now. They're for you for the long haul. Because if you got a whole team of right now people that are patting you on the back in the right now, and they're riding, because right now you're on the upcome and they want to come up with you, they're right now. Let me pat you on the back. Right now, right now. But when you all of a sudden elevate to a point where it makes them uncomfortable, or you elevate to a point where it makes them see, huh, she's really doing what she said she was going to do. Now all of a sudden, backbiting starts. The gossip starts. I remember her when she was blah, 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 blah. Okay. Do that. Do that. What Bruno Mars say, don't believe me, just watch. That's what he said. Don't believe me, just watch. That song gives me life. When I'm feeling down, I put that song on. I'll be like, yeah, don't believe me, just watch. When I talk about that hashtag, we ain't the same. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. We ain't the same. We ain't the same. Like, I'm not the same person on the cusp of 50 that I was back in the day when you tried to play me. So yeah, we might have a 15, 20, 30-year history of knowing each other. But trust and believe what I know about you now, you won't be on my power circle now. I see how you move. I see how you move. And I used to forget and forgive, minimize, make excuses for people's bad behavior. I don't do that anymore. I want you to be exactly who you are. Show me who you are. And then I'll tell you, are we associates, acquaintances, partners, homies, aces, or if you in the power circle. But not everybody gets in the power circle is so small. It's so small because it requires longevity. It requires trust. It requires so many things for me to know that you truly are for me and not for what I'm about or what I'm for or what I'm against or what I can do for you. And that was huge for me, guys. There's one thing. I'm going to give you an example. When I was a bank executive, I never told people my title. I talk about my position now more than I probably talked about it more since I left banking. So the last 2.5 years, 2 years. Oh, 2 years. It's only 2 years in November. But listen, I talk about it more in the last 2 years than I did in the whole 27 years that I was in the industry. And I'm going to tell you why. Because what I learned early on was that when people heard that I was a vice president, they moved different. But if I just said I work at a bank, their assumption, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I was female, because I'm black, because I'm mixed, because I'm white, whatever the hell they thought about me, they would always assume I was a secretary or a teller. They didn't know I was a vice president. They didn't know I was an executive. They didn't know that I was in charge of all the security and all the compliance for the entire Arizona region. They didn't know that in Iowa, I managed 3 different locations, had over 60 employees, that I managed assets in excess of $82 billion. They didn't know any of that. They assumed that I was a bank teller or a secretary, receptionist, whatever. And I let them think that. I was so okay with that. I never felt the need to explain, because what would happen when people would find out, they move different. And I want you to move in how and who you really are. Move with me how you really are, so I can see and I can decide where do we fall in the spectrum. Are you really for me? Because there were people that would rock with the vice president, Marci, Marsha. They would rock with the vice president. They want to rock with the teller. That's okay with me. That's okay. But then they would find out through other sources and other means what my position really was, how much control I really had. I made hiring decisions, etc. Had a great deal of influence. I've been at the company a long time. So power and influence changes how people move. And I never wanted them to move different. I wanted them to move authentically. So I never talked about it. I talk about it, like I said, now, because it's in hindsight, and we're talking about life lessons, right? These are things that I learned. I didn't even realize when I began climbing the corporate ladder and I began having to make a distinction and making sure that I'm not talking about my title, I'm not talking about accolades and awards and accomplishments. And I just let people, I didn't realize that this was the life lesson that this was like learning in action. But when I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes say that, it all made sense. It was like, poof, this light bulb went off. Over a problem, aha moment. I had an aha moment. I was like, dang, yes, Bishop, yes. I get it now. So think about your circle, guys. Think about the people that are around you. This is one of our 50 life lessons. Everyone who's with you ain't for you. Know the difference. Don't let them in the power circle if they're not really for you. And if they're in the circle and you realize you're not really for me for the long haul, put them out. You don't have to let them stay there. And that's the other piece. That's the final piece that I didn't understand. I didn't understand that I held the keys to the queendom. I can put you out of my power circle simply by virtue of no longer sharing my private information and thoughts and visions and so forth with you. You don't get the invites to the exclusive get-togethers anymore. I hold the keys to the queendom. So just because you may have been inside the power circle, once I see you moving different, I don't have to let you stay there. I don't have to let you stay there. You can put them out. When you see that they're with you, but they're not for you for the long haul, put them out. And it doesn't require some big in-depth conversation. Just how they move different, you start moving different too. You just don't invite them in to the private moments. They get put in the proper category. I always say I'm a box person. I like to put people, places, and things in the proper box. Put them in the right box and keep them there. Some people are going to fall away and fall off. Fine. Deuces. That's cool. Some people are going to say, you know what? No, this is not. I don't want to be in this box. I really meant, and I'm supposed to be in your power circle. I really, truly am for you. And they'll come and they'll show you along the way that they truly were genuinely for you. And maybe there was a misstep. Maybe there was a mistake. And you can gradually rebuild that trust. It's possible. But understand that you hold the keys to the village, my friend. You hold the keys. So you get to control who's in, who's out, what box they're in, what door you let them knock on. Whole 9 yards. It's all in your hands. But you have to learn to figure out and make a distinction between who's for you, who's for what you're for, who's against what you're against, and who's just for you for now, where you are. They're comfortable with who you are, but they're not comfortable of who you're going to become. And final comment on this, I'm talking friendships, I'm talking intimate relationships, and I'm talking family. Okay? Just because someone has a certain title and they've been granted certain access to you does not mean that access is lifetime. You don't get lifetime access to the power circle and you start moving different. Doesn't work. I'm not doing that. And so being able to, once you recognize, and we're talking about the wisdom, right? I said there's knowledge. I said this at the very beginning. You have knowledge, so you got the information. Wisdom, you putting it into action. So once I know you move funny, it's up to me to act on that. I'm the keeper of my keys. And even in relationships, I had a relationship where everything was good. I thought he was all the way for me, down for what I'm down for, up for what I'm up for, against what I'm against, like truly, truly rocking all the way, long haul, long. I thought he was there. And about 8 months in, 6 months in, he started moving different. I'm like, oh. And I'm not the one to ask you to move differently. I let you be who you are in all your glory. And then I decide, does that work for me? And what I decided when I saw him beginning to move different, I tried to have a conversation a time or two. The third time I tried to engage in a conversation about the direction of the relationship, his response was, I don't care, do what you want to do. Say no more. Deuces, you gotta go. It's that simple. It's that simple. It didn't used to be that simple for me though. So this is truly, 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 guys, a way that you put these life lessons into practice and you convert knowledge into wisdom. And that wisdom is going to allow you to create that custom fitted life. I don't live in, around, or surrounded by people that I can't trust. So when you move different, I gotta trust. There we got a trust factor, which means you can't be in the power circle. Anybody in the power circle, for me, unlimited trust. I trust you completely. But I also know that people are people and they'll do what they'll do. And I have to let you be who you are. Show me your real you. Show me your authentic self. So I'm not going to call you out every time. Just because I don't speak on it don't mean I don't see it. Don't mean I don't realize it. Doesn't mean I won't act on it. You see? I don't call people out a lot on their behaviors and interactions with me. I just act on it. I don't need to tell you you acting funky because you already know it. You know how you really feel about me. So I just act on it. And you're not in the power circle no more. It's that simple. We ain't even got beef, right? So that's it, guys. That's the message. Lots of good comments today. I thank you all for joining me for Power 50 Life Lesson. Everybody who's with you ain't for you. If you have questions about it, inbox me. If you want to talk about, how I use some of these life lessons in coaching and working with my coaching clients, please hit me up. Don't forget, replays are always available on my YouTube channel. If you visit me on YouTube, you check it out. There's close to 300 tips, ahas, nuggets, life lessons. It's all on my YouTube channel. Please remember to hit the subscribe button though, so you stay up to date. I'm constantly adding new content. So YouTube channel, check that out. I'm also available on LinkedIn, Marci Batiste, and join the Power of 50 community because it's about to be bananas. All right. On the cusp of 50, it's going to be bananas starting December 11th. All right, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for being part of the Ultimate Power Team, living life on Mars with me. It's my pleasure, my honor. I appreciate you. I thank you. Have an amazing day.